Obsessed with producing and turntablism, I started YouTube back in 2014. Initially, I published music and videos created for it, but soon my passion for bodybuilding took over, so my first content was on training and nutrition. While remaining my interest, this became a segue into personal development, which shifted my research, and later, around 2018, I also became deeply curious about alternate spirituality, particularly Western Esotericism. 1. Because I was drawn to its marvelous symbolism. 2. Because I assumed it could provide answers other things couldn't. And 3. Because I sought out means to help me overcome a long-lasting severe panic disorder, which it eventually did, without medications or doctors. The excitement about my results shifted my research again, making me obsessed with Western esotericism and Kabbalistic psychology, mainly how they find utility in personal development. Second channel. Eventually, I started a second channel. This one, despite being small, it got monetized through YouTube and digital products, which my customers tend to enjoy. I appreciate all, always striving to produce the assets I'd actually use myself. More important, the channel developed me as a writer and creator, marking a crucial stage in my journey. Meanwhile, in 2021, I self-published my first book on natural bodybuilding, fasting, and holistic living, whereas in 2022, my second on the intricacies of self-discipline. Exploring abstractions and ageless wisdom really didn't diminish my passion for self-improvement, psychology, and modern research. It actually enhanced it. Being a polymath, I always wanted to incorporate more of those in my content, as in my humble opinion, they all go hand in hand. Self-improvement helps us navigate through the physical, while esotericism, philosophy, and psychology through the depths of our souls. They are all personal development, and as we know from Peter J. Carroll, paraphrasing, self-improvers and lifestyle designers are the occultists and esotericists of our technological age. I also wanted to create more quote-unquote personable content on productivity, creativity, such as whatever art I make, showing more of myself through actual storytelling. Yet, due to uncertainty and insecurities, I basically postponed myself waiting. At some point, I even started a third channel for product reviews and perhaps such lifestyle and personable videos. While some of its content did well for its size, I remained deeply connected to this one, the second one, feeling it is the one letting me deliver maximum value. From ideas and aphorisms in the community tab to long-form content, this channel always felt like the deeper aspects of me speak to the deeper aspects of others, kinda like when making music and writing books. My cat and my growth. A few months into 2024, I noticed my cat wasn't okay, so I started taking her to the vet. Being a present for my 70th birthday, I never really viewed her as a pet, but as a satellite during what will likely remain the most pivotal period in my development. Now, by this, I really don't refer to building habits and systems and or getting shredded in 6 months like today's cool kids. Our journeys have different beginnings, and in mine, such things actually came much later. What I really mean is heavy lifting like quitting multiple dependencies, learning to handle situations without any substances other than coffee and perhaps later tea, which is now, quitting being fat, porn and junk food, making the gym part of my identity, gradually defying the influence of dark memories and programming, rewiring my brain so English, the language I consider to be that of my soul, becomes my most natural expression in thinking, speaking and writing, and achieving some small wins in turntablism, writing my books and my music, which regardless of popularity, actually played a major role in making me who I am. All of that with the cat by my side, which was mainly in the other room. One morning the doctor told me I had the rest of the day to take farewell. Though my friend was actually pretty bad, I thought that was an overestimation, hoping she'd manage to stick around a bit longer. She passed the same night. Unaware of Kabbalistic terms, as a teenager, I always kinda felt that the cat was connected to my mom's soul intuition, or neshama, as she gifted me her. When she passed, I felt that part of my animal soul, including my inner child, died too. Now, during my puberty, I lost relatives, among whom my beloved grandma, who was my mother's mom. While I still miss her, I handled that quite okay. The cat's death, on the other hand, crushed me. She came as a present and left as a part of me. Memento Mori. My grief led me deeper into Stoic concepts like Memento Mori. They helped me turn the sadness into a reminder time is limited and we must make the most out of it, not wait. The morning surrendered to a sense of liberation to do the things I want now. Inspired by the Stoics, Ryan Holiday, Tim Ferriss marking it on his first book, and a gym buddy having it on his back, I wanted to do something similar to keep myself more accountable and aligned with Memento Mori. Turning 35. Recently I turned 35, my first birthday without the cat. Reflecting on this, I decided to get myself a wristwatch to serve the mentioned purpose, reminding me of time and death. Being my first, as I've never been a watch guy, I intentionally opted for a G-Shock, though they do not sponsor this video. Associated with toughness and self-discipline, G-Shocks bear an incredible cross-cultural significance. From hip-hop to Navy SEALs, athletes, JDM aficionados, otaku, and to me personally, the loaded with Kabbalistic symbolism, Neon Genesis Evangelion, which existential themes inspire us to take charge of our destiny and be who we really want to be, even if that doesn't necessarily meet societal expectations. Eventually, I took a leap of faith and began including more of the mentioned topics as evident by my last uploads. Little did I know, that reignited my passion for Western Esotericism and creating assets for my fellows on the path. So what does this mean? It means I'm not changing but expanding the topics of the channel with personal development as the focus. The mentioned personable content will be as an addition. The main content will discuss topics like philosophy, psychology, holistic living, health, wellness, creativity, productivity, biohacking, and of course, esotericism, particularly Western, which will always have a special place. Expansion. If you are a long-time follower, you can think of it as the fortune card. Attributed to Jupiter, expansion, liberation, growth, and creativity, the card has the wheel symbolizing perpetual change. Sometimes the Hermanubis is on the top, others the Sphinx, and in third, the Ape of Thought, representing life stages and aspects of the human condition. The topics will alternate somewhat similarly, as my experience told me navigating through those requires a broad skill set, perspective, and the veiling of devices. Adopting such an approach as a creative will actually let me deliver the most value as an individual and a student of life, inspired by the stars in the ceiling. Polymaths. Philosophers Robert Anton Wilson and Naval Ravikant would agree that specialization is for insects. According to the latter, if you go to a circus and see a bear, that's kind of interesting, but not that much. If you see a unicycle, that's interesting, but if you see a bear on a unicycle, that's really interesting. All humans are broad, but we get summarized in petty ways in our lives. At some deep level, we know that's not true. Every human is capable of experiencing every experience and every thought. Everyone should be able to do everything. You've got one life. Unquote. According to others, one should create content about the ideas they cannot stop thinking about and the books they want to mark all pages of. And as I like to say, our interests rarely stay static. They evolve, opening our eyes to new possibilities. If you think about it, much of this actually applies to some of the greatest to quote philosophers. Some were artists and musicians, while others, also poets, yogis, mountaineers, and even prophets, all in one life, embodying the concept of the Renaissance person. Labels. Now, I cannot promise to be as entertaining as a bear, especially not one on a unicycle. What I can do is produce content with value, quality, structure, and aesthetics, while continue improving as a thinker and creator. Some individuals label themselves as quote-unquote professional or part-time esotericist or part-time occultist. Actually, I cannot say that about me. I can only be me. The only labels I can loosely use are a polymath and before all, a creative. To me, boosting creativity and problem solving is the biggest mystery. Everything I practice and do is mostly to achieve that. It is my great work, while the former, my drug of choice. IKIGAI. About 2 decades ago, a local kid brought me to a PC app that was supposed to tell me who I was in my previous life. It said someone who built bridges. One of the first things practitioners of Western Esotericism learn is to recognize repeating life patterns and expressions defining who they are. Such information is actually crucial for finding one's life purpose or pure will, which extends beyond career choices and incarnations. Ever since I acquired enough skills, I've been naturally drawn to cross-referential and interdisciplinary works and projects, taking the Vitruvian Man as a personal ideal. Whether the app was correct, this can be viewed as building bridges in and of itself. I've been doing it with producing and turntablism, my books, scripts and aphorisms, and even my whole lifestyle and physique. Feeling that's my ikigai, I plan to see where its horizons lead, sharing the journey with you as a fellow. Kinda like how Ryan Holiday reveals what he learns about Stoicism to others, while actually maintaining being one of them. If that sounds interesting, stick around. If it doesn't, don't. And if you like such storytelling content, let me know. Thank you for your time.